All right, well, welcome back for more instruction and detail regarding the tabernacle today. Exodus chapter 27, verse 1. And you shall make the altar of acacia wood, 5 cubits long and 5 cubits wide. The altar shall be square, and its height shall be 3 cubits. You shall make its horns on its 4 corners. Its horns shall be of one piece with it, and you shall overlay it with bronze. The horns would look like animal horns and were to be covered with the blood at the consecration of the priests, as we'll see in chapter 29 and in the book of Leviticus. Verse 3. You shall make its pails for removing its ashes, and its shovels and its basins, and its forks and its fire pans. You shall make all its utensils of bronze. You shall make for it a grating of network of bronze. And on the net you shall make 4 bronze rings at its 4 corners. Verse 5. You shall put it beneath, under the ledge of the altar, so that the net will reach halfway up the altar. You shall make poles for the altar, poles of acacia wood, and overlay them with bronze. Its poles shall be inserted into the rings, so that the poles shall be on the 2 sides of the altar when it is carried. You shall make it hollow with planks, as it was shown to you in the mountain, so they shall make it. This altar illustrates the fact that one can approach God only through sacrifice. Only by sacrifice is sin atoned for. On this altar, the first object a worshiper saw in the tabernacle courtyard were sacrifices for sin continually being made. Hebrews chapter 10 verses 1 through 18 gives a great overview of how Jesus became the ultimate sacrifice. Verse 9. You shall make the court of the tabernacle. And this refers to the courtyard. The dimensions of the rectangular courtyard space, bordered by curtains and poles around the tabernacle, were also precisely given. The outer hangings were high enough to block all view of the interior of the courtyard. Carrying on in verse 9. On the south side there shall be hangings for the court of fine twisted linen, 100 cubits long for one side, and its pillars shall be 20, with their 20 sockets of bronze. The hooks of the pillars and their bands shall be of silver. Likewise for the north side in length there shall be hangings 100 cubits long, and its 20 pillars with their 20 sockets of bronze. The hooks of the pillars and their bands shall be of silver. For the width of the court on the west side shall be hangings of 50 cubits with their 10 pillars and their 10 sockets. The width of the court on the east side shall be 50 cubits. The hangings for the one side of the gate shall be 15 cubits with their 3 pillars and their 3 sockets. Verse 15. And for the other side shall be hangings of 15 cubits with their 3 pillars and their 3 sockets. For the gate of the court there shall be a screen of 20 cubits, of blue and purple and scarlet material and fine twisted linen, the work of a weaver, with their 4 pillars and their 4 sockets. The curtain forming the covering for the entranceway into the courtyard was colored differently from that which surrounded the oblong courtyard. Clearly there was only one way to enter this very special place where God had chosen to place the evidence of his dwelling with his people. The height of the curtain was high enough to prevent casual onlookers from looking in, yet it was only half the height of the tabernacle itself, so that the tabernacle could be seen from a distance. Verse 17. All the pillars around the court shall be furnished with silver bands, with their hooks of silver, and their sockets of bronze. The length of the court shall be 100 cubits, and the width 50 throughout, and the height 5 cubits of fine twisted linen, and their sockets of bronze. Verse 19. All the utensils of the tabernacle used in all its service, and all its pegs, and all the pegs of the court shall be of bronze. You shall charge the sons of Israel, that they bring you clear oil of beaten olives for the light, to make a lamp burn continually. In the tent of meeting, outside the veil which is before the testimony, Aaron and his sons shall keep it in order from evening to morning before the Lord. It shall be a perpetual statute throughout their generations for the sons of Israel. Okay, and some final notes here. So the oil for the lampstand was to supply light in the tabernacle with its 7 lamps and required continual provision of olive oil. The Israelites were to provide this oil so that the priests could keep the lamps burning continuously as a lasting ordinance. The testimony refers to the 10 Commandments on the stone kept in the Ark of the Covenant, which we talked about. The lampstand, being in the holy place, was therefore in the front of the ark, though a curtain separated the two compartments of the tabernacle. The priests were to minister in the tabernacle complex in a variety of ways. To burn incense on the golden altar twice daily, to maintain the lampstand and the table of the bread of presence, to maintain and offer sacrifices on the altar of burnt offering, and to bless the people. In addition, they presided over civil cases, instructed the people in the law, and gave encouragement in times of war. The book of Hebrews gives us great detail that Jesus would ultimately become the great high priest, doing away with sin once and for all. And today, all Christians are priests. 1 Peter chapter 2, verse 9 says, "But you are a chosen race, a royal priesthood, a holy nation, a people for God's own possession, so that you may proclaim the excellences of him who has called you out of darkness into his marvelous light." Christians are priests in that they offer up spiritual sacrifices acceptable to God through Jesus Christ. And this is seen in 1 Peter chapter 2, verse 5. All the fulfillment was taken care of with Jesus' death and resurrection, and now we identify in him. So it's just a wonderful thing, and thank God for it. But also, thank you for being here, and I'm looking forward to tomorrow. God bless you.